Hey, how you going? This is my coming out story. So my coming out story comes in 6 stages. One is pre-discovery, two is acceptance, three is telling people, four is bullying, five is telling more people, and six is getting a boyfriend. So stage one, um, I lived with my family. I had a nice group of friends. Everything just seemed completely normal. My life did not seem different from anybody else's. And I remember one time, while watching TV, I saw an ad for this show, which was normally about a guy who was looking for a girl, and he's looking for like a partner. It's one of those shows, and it advertised for someone who was looking for a husband. And I was really shocked by this. I'm like, can they even show gay people on TV? And that was actually a real thought that went through my head. Now, it wasn't even a gay couple or a gay person. It was a girl who was just looking for a husband. And I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. But I hate that thought went through my head. And I had the thought that being gay was a bad thing, all because I was brought up to believe that by the media, and in one sense, my family. There was just no same-sex representation in my life whatsoever, and I realise now that that would have made it so much harder for me to come out, for me to just even discover that I was gay. And not just me, all gay people who were just discovering themselves. Stage two is acceptance. When I was little, when I was about 7 years old, I watched a show, and the whole reason I watched the show was because in one advertisement there was a boy in it who was in just his underwear. Well, he wasn't really a boy, he was a teenager, and I thought he was quite attractive, but I didn't think anything of it. It wasn't until I was about 10 or 11 that I realised that I was gay, when I had this dream, and I was in my house, and I was walking towards the staircase with another boy, and as soon as we got on the staircase we grabbed hands. And I woke up, and I was really confused by this, because I was like, what does that mean? Does it mean I'm gay? And I didn't know what to do, and I knew I needed to tell someone about it, so I went to a friend, but he wasn't a really close friend, because I thought if I went to a close friend there would be a lot more judgment because they'd known me for a long time. So I went to this person, and he said just one thing: at least you didn't kiss. And at that stage I realised, I wish I had kissed him. So then I spent endless hours online just researching how to know if you're gay, is there a test that you can take, and one of the things that said was try and find someone else who's gay, and there was no one else in my life. I was the only gay person in my entire life that I knew about. Now stage three, which is telling people. I just started high school, at a school with about 1,000 other students, and I hadn't kept any of my old friends from primary school. I'd made a whole new group of friends, and I remember I made friends with this one girl who told me she was gay, and I knew that this was my chance, so I told her I was as well, and I thought we can help each other. Now it turned out that she actually wasn't gay, and that she was just looking for attention. She thought that telling people that she's a lesbian, she would get attention. And she did this with about several other lies as well, and a lot of them weren't good. She wasn't a very good person. But I trusted her at that stage, and I shouldn't have, because a few weeks later we got into a little argument, and she told pretty much the entire year level, well, her class, my class, and then word just got around and so many people knew that I was gay. And that, with the bullying I got threats. I went to school not knowing if I was going to go home. And I decided to attempt suicide. And I went home, I grabbed a rope, and I tried hanging myself in my wardrobe, on one of the places where you hang clothes, on one of the bars. But it didn't work. It just didn't work. The rope wasn't strong enough, and it actually just stretched the rope. It was and it didn't keep me up, so it was a struggle to breathe, but I could breathe. And then I went to counselling, and I decided to tell my sister, because I thought that, well, there's no going back now. And when I told my sister, she asked me, "Are you sure it's not a phase?" And that's when I realised that was my escape route. I could finally get away from all of this bullying. And so I told everybody that it was a phase. And then that leads us to stage 4, which is bullying. And even though I told people it's just a phase, not everybody believed it. One of those people was my best friend at the time. He came up with this plan with 2 other people to find out if I was gay or not. The plan was that he would come up to me one morning and he would say, "Oh, this person came out to me this morning, told me he was gay and he wants to talk to you." I was like, when it happened, I was really shocked, and I was like, "Why me?" And I was like, "I'm not gay." And then he's like, "Yeah, he just wants to talk to you." And I'm like, "Okay." And then this other person came up to me and he's like, "Oh, my friend came out to me today and he really wants to talk to you." And I was like, "Sure, you know, I'm not gay, but I will talk to him. You know, if I can make it easier for him than what it was for me last year, I'll do that." And then this person came up to me and I knew that they were a bully, they were a jerk, they were just, even if they were gay, they weren't the kind of person to come out, especially not the way the school treated gay people. And so I told everybody, and I was like, "I know he's not gay." And luckily I didn't fall for the trick, but it didn't stop them from bullying me and assuming that I was. And then all my other friends ganged up on me and went on his side and tormented me. So I left that group of friends and I made a new group of friends. That brings me to stage 5, which is telling more people. Now, this group of friends were the popular people, and I knew I couldn't tell anybody that I was gay because I thought, these are the popular people, and I was bullied by some of the rejects. What are the popular people going to think of me if I'm gay? Now, one of my friends ended up getting it out of me. She pretty much harassed me for weeks, during school, whenever we spend time with each other, after school, online, and she just wanted to know because she knew I was hiding something. And so I ended up telling her that I was gay. And she was so happy, and she made me tell another one of our friends. And they were both really happy. They were happy that they had a gay best friend, and they were happy that I could be myself around them. So that was actually really good for me, but I didn't want any other people knowing. But due to complications online, someone else had found out that I was gay, and they ended up telling the whole school, well, all the popular people. And when I decided to come out, everybody seemed to know, and I was really, really confused, and I was like, how? And they told me that this person had told them, and then I realised that none of them were treating me any differently. They'd known for a couple of months. And I still remember it. It was just at the end of winter, and it was finally a really, really, really nice day outside. They even had the fans on and the doors open to try and like cool down the classrooms. And I realised that I didn't have to hide myself at school anymore. Family was a different issue. On January 1st, 2011, at about 1 a.m, I came out to my mum. We were in the car on the way home from the fireworks, and I just knew I didn't want to live another year. I actually said, Mum, I don't want to go another year living a secret, living a lie. And I told her that I was gay. And I told her I didn't want her to say anything because I knew her reaction wouldn't be what I needed. And it wasn't. All she said to me was, I know you said you didn't want to talk about it, but I want to say this. You can't tell anyone. Looking back on it now, I realise that she was just trying to protect me, to make sure that I wasn't going to get bullied, I wasn't going to be hurt by people who made it, like, mattered to me. But at the time, it just felt like she was saying, hide who you are. Be ashamed of it. People shouldn't know this fact about you. And it made it so much harder. I understand what she was trying to do, but it just came out so wrong. But most people knew in my life, and this brings us to stage 6, which is getting a boyfriend. And 2014 was one of the worst years of my life, probably the worst. I've never struggled so much, but one of the reasons, like, being gay was not a reason that I struggled. I had a boyfriend that year, and it was my first proper boyfriend. We only went out for about 8 months, but it was a really, really, really good 8 months. And most of my family didn't know. I told my dad and my sister and my mum and a few cousins, but other than that, no one else knew. And so, on the 6-month anniversary with my boyfriend at that time, I decided to make a status. And I just said how happy I was with him. And, you know, happy 6 month. And I got so many good reactions from it. More than I thought I would. For my birthday, which was a couple of months after that, my uncle and my aunt, well, my aunt had actually, I was really close with her and I knew she'd be fine, but my uncle, he was quite homophobic, and they had actually offered to take me out for lunch with my boyfriend for my birthday, and they were accepting, and it was so great. Now, sadly, my boyfriend and I had broken up at that time, but they were really, really supportive. Now, I just want to say one more thing. I wrote this down because I really want to get it word for word right. So, now, if you're still watching this, I want to thank you. And if you're still in the closet, I want you to remember, coming out is in your control. You can do it when you want, when you're comfortable, and how you want to. You can do it quickly, like most of my gay friends did. They just made a status or just told a whole bunch of people, and in like a week they went from being completely in the closet to everybody knowing. Or you can do it slowly like me. You can take up to as many years as you need so that you can be safe and happy. The people who matter the most are the ones who are ready to catch you in case you fall, not the ones pushing you back to keep you safe. Thanks again.